Market rents are up a whopping 23% year over year. And a lot of tenants in Toronto are getting hit with massive increases in their rent. So what is going on? Why is this happening? Hi, my name is Adam. I am the owner of Vision Real Estate. I help buyers, sellers, landlords, and tenants find their home every single day in the GTA. If you have a question or would like to chat about real estate, feel free to click on the link in the description below. That will connect you to a calendar where you can book a time that is most convenient for you to chat. Or feel free to email me to adam@visionrealestate.ca any question you have, and I will get you a personal video response within 24 hours. Before we get started, if you like this channel and you enjoy this content, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell so you get notified every time I put out a new video. I have been seeing a ton of headlines just about market rent these days in Toronto. It's becoming a pretty hot topic. And frankly, it's no wonder. We kind of have this perfect storm where interest rates are going up, so a lot of people are choosing not to buy. A lot of sellers who have sold when the market was previously up a few months ago are just looking to rent and try to see what's going to happen with the market before they buy in. Plus, we have a ton of students starting the new school year, and all of this is kind of happening at the exact same time. So now instead of seeing 20 offers on a sale of a property like we saw a year ago, we're seeing 15, 20 offers on rental apartments in Toronto. The average rent for a one-bedroom condo in Toronto is $2,200. And the average rent for a two-bedroom condo in Toronto is almost $3,000. And if you've been observing the rental market or you're looking to get into the rental market, then you know that even those prices mean that you're not getting any Taj Mahal. Let's take a second and rewind to COVID. 2020, 2021, rental prices had plummeted in Toronto. If you were a tenant looking to find something during that period of time, you got a great deal. Here's the problem. A lot of tenants looking for places during that period of time weren't considering the fact that anything built and completed after November 15th, 2018 was not under rent control. Now, before we get too deep into this, because I know rent control is a super hot topic issue, leave in the comments below what you think. Should we have rent control or should we not have rent control in Toronto? Okay, so let's rewind even further. Before Doug Ford and the Conservatives came into power in Ontario, the Liberals had put just blanket rent controls on everything.
Going forward, every renter in Ontario will have the security of knowing that their rent is not going to increase beyond roughly the rate of inflation.
And sure, this saved a lot of people a lot of money for those who were in the rental market already. But for those who were trying to get in, it raised the barrier to entry a lot. So those people had a much tougher time getting into the rental market. At the same time, a lot of the bigger real estate investment trusts and other builders chose not to build rental buildings and instead went and built condos. So we ended up with a huge shortage of supply of rental units in Toronto. In come the Conservatives and take away rent control for anything that is completed after November 15th, 2018. Now, at that time, the rental market was still pretty hot, but it was relatively fair compared to what it is now. And now we have a lot of frustrated people who had gone into these rental buildings at a great price during COVID and are now being slammed with huge rent increases, sometimes 15 or 20% higher than what they had last year, simply because those buildings were completed after November 15th, 2018. And for a lot of these tenants, it feels like this is all just coming out of left field, but it's not. This is all public knowledge. They just didn't have anybody say anything to them because when they go direct to the building, they're not going to tell those tenants whether the building is under rent control or not. We all know that not having rent control does allow for proper price discovery, but it can also lead to bigger problems in our city if people can't afford it. Having said that, landlords are also having a tough time when the allowable increases for rent control are not keeping up with inflation. So we seem to have a pretty big problem on our hands here, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It just seems like every time the government tries to step in and help people by shifting the market, it tends to have a lot of unintended consequences. Comment below, let me know, do you think rent control is a good idea or a bad idea? Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.